This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
To all diverse rangatahi, do you often feel like your experiences go unheard, as if people put you in a box?
We are Unboxed Identities on OAR FM Houston. Together, we unpack the identities we are boxed in.
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Assalamualaikum.
Welcome back to welcome back to a lovely episode of
Unboxed
Identities
on OAR FM Houston,
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Sorry, I've been getting so used to saying that when people like ask me stuff. I'm just like, yeah, you can listen to oar.ord.nz.
Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, so guys, this episode is dedicated to my lovely co-host, Malak.
Yes.
Because, Malak, do you want to tell them what happened over the weekend?
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Betty, for just like splurting that out there. That makes me feel so humble. Yeah, so in the weekend, Malak to me was a Race Unity Speech Awards finalist.
Woo! Lovely.
Yay.
Lovely. Okay, so Race Unity Speech Awards 2026. It happened in Auckland.
Yes, Tamaki Mikoto.
Yes, and it was over the course of like the weekend, right?
Yes, so what happens is in March, around Race Relations Week, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, there's rounds/heats held in different regions in Aotearoa, where young people share their ideas, insights, experiences on like race relations in Aotearoa. And from all those heats, so we're talking all the regions in New Zealand, they get either one or two, or if you're in Auckland, 4 representatives, so 21 in total from each region, to go to Auckland and compete in May for the Race Unity semi-finals, national semi-finals.
Yes.
And from there, you compete in like 3 rounds against 6 other people. I think it was 6 or 7. Oh,
6, 7.
6, 7 on Unboxed Identities be like. Anyways, 6 people. And then from there, there's 6 national finalists.
Yes.
And Malaki T was lucky enough and worked hard enough, I guess, to make it.
Yes, so Malak is the regional representative for Otago. Woo! You're the only representative for Otago.
I know, and like the Lower South Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of crazy to me. And I want to ask you about that because I was looking through the list of like the participants, like the semifinalists, because I was just curious, like,
yeah, 100%.
Who was in it? But like, I noticed that there was such a big difference between representation from the North Island
100%.
to the South Island. And I think we see that everywhere in all aspects. But it just for this specifically was so, I guess, eye-opening to me. Like, wow.
I think the thing is that there's only like 3 competitions in the South Island for this, which is shocking. So we've got I'm pretty sure like Christchurch, Canterbury, I think that's 1 or 2. And then we've got obviously Otago, which also counts Southern Lakes, which is Queenstown and stuff.
Oh.
I think. No, Wanaka at least and stuff.
Yeah.
So people from there came down to Dunedin to compete as well. As well as people from Balclutha. And I imagine if there was someone from Invercargill wanting to come, they would also have to come up to Dunedin, which is really interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if you think that in any way affects like the representation and missing voices because then it opens up the possibility of like there are missing voices here in the Race Unity Speech Awards.
I think the way that I see it, there's always going to be missing voices in terms of like there's always going to be like other, but I kind of agree because if we are bringing regional representatives from all around the country, it should be quite more encompassing, but maybe that's something next time. Yeah, I'll bring that up to the higher ups.
Talk to the manager.
It's funny because I've been to the finals. I still don't know who the manager is.
Well, at least you know all of the rest of the people organizing there.
At least I know the Race Relations Commissioner at the Human Rights Commission of New Zealand.
Hey, you know the Children's Commissioner of New Zealand.
My favourite person ever.
Actually, shout out
Dr. Claire. Shout out Dr. Claire from
out.
Mana Mokopuna, Child's Commissioner.
Yes.
So cool.
So Malak was able to win the awards for, is it Impact? It was the award for Impact and then the award for Te Reo Maori.
Yeah.
And Malak, I just wanted to touch on that. Like, what do those awards like mean to you? Like, how does it change the way you perceive like yourself and the way you perceive just race relations in Aotearoa in general from those awards?
Thank you so much for that question, Betty. I think that's something that I've been reflecting on the past few days.
Nice.
So, genuinely. So I won the Tohu Ike Panuku Human Rights Commission Award for Impact.
Yeah.
As well as the Tohu Manukura I Te Reo Māori Language Commission Award for Te Reo Māori.
Yeah, it's actually good that I don't know the names. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. I've been practicing saying them in both the Te Reo version and the English version because I feel like I want to this is like the longer the name sounds, I'm not even gonna lie, the cooler it sounds.
Because it is.
Yeah. So I think let's start off with the Impact Awards. So
yes.
For my speech, it was basically, I don't think I'll say it in this podcast only because I want to talk about it. And you guys can go on raceunity.nz website to listen to it.
Definitely.
But yeah, so my speech was basically just me talking about my experiences in Palestine and then kind of tying that into my experiences in Aotearoa and how we can kind of like move from that to the solution-y part, right? And the reason why I say this, to answer your question, Betty, about what the Impact Awards means to me, is because the thing I was trying to achieve with my story is to impact people and make them feel something about Palestinian people.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I know we're going to talk about this a bit more later, but because obviously the media is so much around, the genocide and the conflicts going on, but rarely do we see people's experiences highlighted in those same spaces.
Yeah.
So that's what that's kind of what my speech was wanting to aim for. And the fact that I did get the award for Impact from the Human Rights Commission of New Zealand is so significant to me because it's like, damn, I've been seen, I've been heard, I've been listened to, I've been understood.
Yes.
It's like my speech has reached one of its goals, even though it was never like, guys, I'm not even going to lie, I didn't even think I would make it to the semifinals.
Yeah, if you guys can look at Malakiti's messages, it's all like, I'm not going to make it to the finals.
If we have time for that at the end, I'm going to read them.
A lot of self-doubt.
Yeah, and the fact that I got the Māori Language Commission Award for Te Reo Māori, that was a shocker. That was actually a shocker because I was like, it was a pleasant surprise because I didn't think I would get it because it was not even one I was considering, I might get because firstly, I didn't actually use a Te Reo Māori proverb in my speech, although it was an option. It was either you do a proverb from your own culture background, from the Baha'i faith, which was provided, or from Te Reo Māori, which was also provided. And I chose to obviously do it from my own background, my culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the way that I incorporated Te Reo Māori into my speech was very casual in terms of I was like, what was it? It was like, when we return to Akura and Amahi, we can create space to whakarongo, blah, 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 as a young ethnic wahine, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it was very much, and this is what the person who presented my award to me said, and shout out to you, is that I used it really eloquently. And that is what the awards criteria was. It's not necessarily using it the most, but it's the most effectively and eloquently.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't, sorry.
No, it's okay. You can keep
going. I was just going to say, I don't, and also something else that I also really want to do is I don't actually think I said listen to understand, which is a theme of the competition, once in my speech. I used the Māori one. I was like, whakarongo kia marama, which I was very proud of myself for because that really does kind of shape the theme even stronger.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like with that, it's important to make sure that the way you use another language is with purpose and you don't tokenize those certain words. Yeah, definitely.
100%. That's what I was really proud of because I think I've been striving so much lately to incorporate te reo in my everyday language, like the way I because a lot of the spaces I work in with the youth organisations, we do use it so casually in terms of like, especially when we're into whanganui atara or tamaki makaurau. And for me, coming from Dunedin, it's such a shocker. Because it's like we don't use it, it's not as normalised here in terms of, it was just surprising. So then I started actually using it like genuinely in my everyday vocabulary.
Oh, that's nice.
And because when writing the speech, I didn't think, okay, wait, let me actually add a Māori word here. It was just in the flow of me writing it that the words came in.
And I feel like that's what the person who presented your speech got from you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which
it's that genuinity. Is that a word?
Genuinity? It's a word for today. That's why I was so proud of myself for earning that award, because that was my goal. It was to be genuine, to break the tokenism of this type of stuff. And I also mentioned that in my speech, like about how Māori voice is often tokenized.
Yeah, you said something in your speech where it's like they're brought in to like be a voice for Māori people.
Yeah.
And then they are like heard but not listened to.
Yeah, I actually do know that quote. It was, I think about friends around the table as tokens asked to provide a Māori perspective, only for their ideas to be heard, not listened to.
There you go. See, guys, I listen. I'm a good friend and I listen to her speech. So you guys go listen to her speech when it is uploaded.
We love Betty. They are amazing. And my speech will be uploaded whenever this is out.
Yeah, I tried to look at the website. It was not there.
They're uploading like one at a time on the YouTube.
That's
so today they've got 2 out, but definitely by the time this is out, they'll have it all up.
Okay, that's great.
I know,
Lovely.
I'm so excited.
So another thing that was a part of your speech was the fact that you felt like you dehumanized your people, in the sense that you were like, because you went around interviewing people in your family back in Palestine when you were back there in December last year. And you and I have had conversations about this where you were expecting a certain answer from them.
Yeah.
About like when you ask them, oh, what do you want other people to know about Palestine? And you're expecting like, oh, like help us, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, they said something the opposite, like come visit us, come listen to us, like come see our culture, our olive trees, like something like that. And that was it was very eye-opening to me as well.
Really?
Yeah,
that's my goal. See, this is the impact that I'm talking about.
This is the impact that she was talking about, guys. Yeah, so because like I've definitely I reflected on that, and like sometimes when I listen to the news in the Philippines and I see my people that are suffering from the burning economy or the political issues that are happening in my country, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, here's another thing to worry about for them. And then like, for me, it's kind of like, how do I say this? Like it gives me,
sorry. Ignore that.
It makes me think of them as a statistic and not an actual human being.
Exactly.
And then, when I was listening to her speech, it was like, I do that.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't. Like, I should see my people as people, not just as a statistic or not just like another thing to headline on the news.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I want you to touch on your experience with that. Like, kind of like talk more about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. It's almost like you know my speech better than I do. I love that. That's genuinely so beautiful. That you actually listen to understand my speech, because that is what listening to understand is.
That's the point.
Listening to a speech, right, and then reflecting on it, reflecting what you can think and like do.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult for me going to Palestine, first of all, but then for the last like 3 years that I haven't been there, it's obviously been the genocide, the most recent genocide. And it's gotten to a point where from all the protesting, from all the posting, from all the petitioning, from all of the mahi that we're doing here, the grassroots activism to help them, I forgot that we still exist and we are still living in Palestine.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where, as Betty has mentioned, like I would go there and I'd interview people like my cousins, my aunties, my little baby friends, my baby cousins, and my friends.
I love my baby friends.
I love my baby friends. No, Salma, I love you, Salma, بحبك. Yeah, and I'd ask them stuff like, what do you want people outside of Palestine to know? And I would genuinely expect them to speak about conflict or hardship, be like, oh, it's life sucks here. And you know what? Some people did say that. But you know what most people said? They were like, literally, like 3 people answered, visit us, come see Hebron. They literally answered that. And I was like, wow, I felt uncomfortable in terms of like, I don't know what to say. I literally froze. Like, this is me extracting stuff from my speech, but I put this in my speech that I literally froze. I didn't know what to do. Like, you're not answering from what I want. I've completely dehumanized you, and you're now talking about the love that you have for your life and your land.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And it's just like, it really makes you think about how much the media portrays only the negative sides of people, which is fair enough. Like, that's the type of stuff that needs more attention in terms of like, they do probably need help more than the good that's in their lives.
Yeah.
But still, we need to remember that these people, we are all living. What this quote that someone said to me once, we're alive but not living.
Yeah.
So they are alive. We do have work. We do have stuff to do. But people just think of Palestine as a headline.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd actually want to touch on this because when I first came here to New Zealand, and the very first day that I went out to go to town, just explore, I was at a store when I saw, and I think this is the invisible thread, a protest for Palestine going on outside. And I told Malak about this, and I played her the video I took. And it was her.
It was me chanting.
It was her chanting.
Invisible string is crazy.
Yeah. And the way I saw it, it's like, oh my God. Because like at that point in the Philippines, I was just seeing it all over the news, right? I've never seen an actual protest happening about Palestine in the Philippines. And also, and I think this is an important factor here, I'm not from the city.
Yeah.
I'm from the very provincial area. So it is very rare for me to see protests like that. So when I moved here to New Zealand and I was in a city and I see it, it's different. Because it materializes those headlines that I see. Is like, oh, these are real people from that land, that whakapapa from that land, and they are here protesting for their family, for their people to live. And that's just so powerful, and that made me, and that's the moment that kind of made me think, okay, there are people behind the news. Like the people that you like see and photograph, those are real people with real lives. And those are real people that have their own wants, their own dreams, their own personalities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I find that so interesting that you realize that after the protest, because for me, I felt like all the protests were dehumanizing people.
Really?
Yeah. And I just felt like there's so much significance in them in terms of awareness and stuff to the atrocities going on.
Yeah.
But when I would go, I'd feel like I just want to be back home. I just want to be in the presence of my grandma. I want to be in the presence of my granddad. And it was just, yeah. But I missed the protests because we've kind of stopped doing them that much.
Yeah.
In terms of, it would give a sense of community.
Yeah, it does.
People around us who are all striving for the same goal, which is a free Palestine.
Yeah.
But honestly, it does get so tiring.
It does. And I could imagine that as well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's just things that you pour so much love and anger to, it drains you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think from that, like experiences, both protesting, from experiences of racial discrimination and stuff, it's really important, especially for young people, and especially if you're listening to this podcast right now, rangatahi out there, as I said in my speech, find your passion and use it.
Yes.
Because genuinely the power of us rangatahi, both in Dunedin, Otipoti, or anywhere else in the Aotearoa and the North or South Island, we are literally not just the future, we are the present. We are
the present shaping the future.
Like, exactly. I love that quote.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned in my speech, I mentioned unboxed identities as an example.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shameless promo.
No, exactly. I was like, and now I'm co-creating a podcast. But it's genuinely like, the thing that we can tangibly do is start something as young people to combat both racial discrimination, the dehumanizing of a group of people. And I think the fact that I went to Palestine and I filmed all these interviews and now I'm making them into a documentary, that showed me the power of whakarongo ki a marama. And now Betty and I are making this podcast. It's just like, this is what is going to humanize people.
Exactly.
We're bringing people in this room and they are talking about their experiences, not necessarily about negative stuff.
Yeah. And I feel like
not
you
always
have
about it.
you have a quote from your speech, and yes, guys, I'm a great listener.
You're actually amazing. I
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah. So because it relates to what you just said. It's like the solution is simple: learn from our communities and act from our learnings.
Yeah.
And that is so real.
Yeah.
That is very real.
Thank you. And I think that quote where the idea of it was that before going to the semis, I heard so much about the Race Unity Hui and how amazing it was and how people loved it and whatnot. And I was like,
what is that? I'm like,
what is that? So the Race Unity Speech Awards has two parts, the Speech Awards and the Hui. So the Hui, it comes right before the semi-finals, where all the semi-finalists come together and we basically create a youth statement about next steps for change makers, which actually, Betty and I, yesterday, Betty was with me when I got the email of which the 6 national finalists are going to Wellington with MPs to talk about that youth statement, which is very exciting.
Amazing opportunity.
Yes, and so I was talking about in my speech how it's really significant to create those spaces. Oh my gosh, it's us!
Oh my God!
Sorry guys, we saw us on the TV in the studio. Anyways, that's so funny.
Love it.
I love how Arena's on a Zoom call. Anyways, so I think that the hui just needs to be more often and for other people, because also another quote in my speech is, we are all speaking, but not always speaking to each other.
Yes, literally on my notes up, I was going to ask you about that. But carry on.
Because genuinely, we need spaces like this where we close that gap, that border between one another.
Yeah.
Like where we are talking to each other, not just about each other or not of each other. Does that make sense? Because that's what gossip is. So gossip is talking about each other. Obviously, like it's like, you know what I mean? Yes. But like, I genuinely feel like spaces like the Race Unity Hui was so significant because we were all sharing our own lived experiences and all had a shared goal of creating a more racially inclusive Aotearoa.
Yeah, and definitely this is in relation to our podcast, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we have guests on, the moment we ask about their culture or their experiences growing up, their faces light up.
They light up.
Like genuinely, and they keep going and going and going. Yeah. And like initially they'll be nervous, like I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. But literally by the end of the episode, it's like there was not enough time. There was not enough time.
Exactly. And it's like, that makes me so happy because then most nervous people come here and they're like, hi, my name is Malak. But it's like, those are also the people who then get in the flow of it. And I love it so much. I love it so much. Yeah. I love that we can create that space with our resourcing, because not everyone has a ability.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We've talked about this before. Like, it's such a privilege to be in this room right now.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So, I guess like reflecting on the whole experience of Race Unity Speech Awards 2026 and the theme Whakarongo Kia Marama, how do you think this aligns with your why, or like does it fuel your why?
Betty just has the best questions ever. Betty, guys, they come up with all the like
questions for the identity
wheel, and every time they read it out, and I'm like, wow,
I cooked.
Because I'm like, wow. Anyways, thank you for that question. That was also just me killing time to think about my answer.
We love that. That's a good host, guys. That's a good host.
It's my little tactics, if you guys could not figure that out right now. That's my sister. Anyways, I think it connects to my why because my why is all about community. Yeah. My why is my people, representing them in a positive way and also uplifting those voices that often go unheard. And I think that aligns so perfectly with the Race Unity Speech Awards and Hui, because that is what they are about as well, which is bringing together young people from all across the country to talk about what the issues are and how we can solve it and where to go next, what they need to feel more empowered, resourcing, whatnot, self-confidence, whatnot. And the next steps, obviously. And the cool thing about Race Unity Speech, and I was talking to this about with my friend the other day, is it's not youth-led, but it's youth-centered.
Yes.
And I think youth-led initiatives are so significant because they are youth-led, but also youth-centered initiatives such as the Race Unity Hui, where they organise everything for young people to then shape the next steps, is so significant. I love it. And so it aligns with my why and it fuels my why for the Race Unity Speech Awards, because my why is to obviously uplift my communities and represent them in the best way possible. And for me, that is humanizing them rather than dehumanizing them like the media has. Yeah. And the fact that I was able to present a speech so authentically, and I've said this to so many people, and not just make it to the semifinals, but make it to the finals where it's recorded and out for anyone to watch, that has been my goal.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about making it to the finals in terms of the title, but I just wanted a platform where my story and my whakapapa's story and young people's stories, young people from ethnic backgrounds and whatnot, can be truly listened to and amplified.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's why Rice Unity just aligns with my why so much.
Yeah, and I think it's worth noting that you are the first hijabi to reach the finals.
Yeah,
and that adds another layer of importance as to why people like you should be represented in the media 100%. In this positive light.
Yeah, like as far as I know, I am the first hijabi hijabi and definitely the first Palestinian to make it to the finals. Sorry, which I think is so significant. And I'm just so proud of myself for that.
Yeah,
because I literally have gotten DMs from people the last few days of this being peak my life. Like, oh my gosh, you're representing us hijabi so well. We are so proud of you, and I love you so much. And I'm just like, wow, that means so beyond words to me.
Yeah, and I'm happy that like. I can imagine that there's a little Palestinian girl or boy out there and they're going to see you doing that speech and they're going to be motivated to do cool things like that.
And that's what I've said to like my friends. I'm like, sorry, that's what I posted on my story. I was like, to every hijabi, Muslim, Arab, Palestinian, rangatahi, person of ethnic background, you are not too much, not too political, not too, what was the other one? Outspoken, you are just enough.
Yes.
And I am aware that we have to wrap it up, but I am just going to leave this with a little beacon of hope that you guys need to believe in yourself. Yes. This was me texting my friend Lola Fisher, shout out, right before like my semi-finals. I'm not getting into the finals. It will be so embarrassing if so many people come for me and I just don't make it to the finals. I just need to get to the finals. So it's definitely a good speech, but I'm afraid of being accused as too political and not making it to the finals. I don't think I'm going to get to the finals because my speech may be seen as too much. I'm not getting into the finals. But
guess what? Of self-doubt.
I got to the finals and I got not one, but two awards. So if this doesn't show you that you are capable of anything, you are capable of everything.
Very capable. And it doesn't have to be you going on a national platform to do it.
Exactly. That's what I said in my interview. I was like, it can be on a local level. It can be just you talking to a friend. Anything.
Yes. And I feel like that is a good way to wrap up our episode. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Betty, for interviewing me.
Yes, I genuinely, guys, when the speech is out, and it probably will be by the time this is airing, go listen to it.
Yes, please. That would mean a lot to me.
Race Unity Speech Awards 2026, probably on YouTube. Search it up. Yes. Malak Tamimi, Queens High School. It'll be on there.
It will.
Okay. So, yeah. We'll see you guys next episode.
Much love. Assalamu alaikum.
That's today's episode of Unboxed Identities.
You can find more episodes on oar.org.nz, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Remember, you don't have to fit into the box to belong.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.